Joining me now from Southern California, founder of HomeSafe, a church-based program that trains families and churches to deal with active shooters, Ryan Dobson. Ryan, my message to that North Carolina church, maybe it's similar to yours, is gun-free zones. If they are a gun-free zone, my church is, gun-free zones can kill. They can be sanctuaries of death.
I totally agree with you, Graham. It makes you a soft target. And unfortunately, we live in a new era where things have changed. And we need to protect our families, and church is one of those places where we need to feel safe. You want to feel safe in your place of worship, and protecting them and training families on what to do and training church security is vitally important.
And as I was doing research for this segment with you, is it accurate that somewhere in the neighborhood of 25%, a quarter of all places of worship in this country have zero sense of security?
No, it's 75%.
Oh, 75%?
Only 25% have any security protocol whatsoever. 75% are completely free of any security.
So they're soft target. They're complete and total soft target. I even hesitate using that term on the air so everybody can hear it. So the bad guy, I don't know if bad guys watch this program, but the bottom line is 75% is way too high.
That's right. That's why we train families on what to do in the active shooter, what to do about child predators, what to do for home invasions. We're training families to protect themselves because we live in an era that our parents didn't live in. They didn't have the internet. They didn't have internet pornography. They didn't have to teach us those things. We do.
They didn't have, also, I would throw in one more thing, the easy mobility. You know, I think that bad guys and terrorists, because of the ease and mobility that we have now, makes their job just a little bit easier, makes our job a lot harder. But I want to play a soundbite from you, from a guy who wants to be president of the United States. He was asked a couple, 3 months ago, about whether there should be guns in churches. Guns in the hands of good guys, that is.
Sure.
Roll tape.
It is irrational, with all due respect to the governor of Texas, irrational what they're doing. On the very day you see a mass shooting, I guess the number is now, I was on a plane the last 2.5 hours, I think up to 5 killed. And we're talking about loosening access to have guns, be able to take them into places of worship, store them in school. I mean, it's just absolutely irrational.
Now, this was before the other shooting in Texas, where the good guys took out the bad guys. The bottom line is, if you look at that video, I'm sure you studied that video, the most recent one from White Settlement, Texas.
Yep, definitely.
The good guys won the day, right? But there are many people in that church that were frozen in place. Is that what they should be doing?
Definitely not. And they haven't been trained, so you expect them to freeze if they haven't been trained. Your brain shuts off. It says, that can't be happening. This can't be happening. And no offense to Mr. Biden, but he's very, very naive. And the White Settlement, Texas shooting proves how naive he is. What would have happened if that was one of the 75% of churches with no security? A guy with a shotgun in a room full of frozen people, it could have had countless deaths. Thankfully, that team was trained. They knew what to do. They protected that congregation. But the congregation needs to be trained on what to do as well.
Would you consider what happened in White Settlement pretty much a textbook case of what churches should be doing across sadly, but what churches should be doing across the country?
With their security, yes. With the congregation, no. The congregation needs to be trained on what to do. Get out of the way, get down, get out. They need to know what to do, or you'll freeze in those situations. But their security was absolutely top-notch. Unfortunately, they lost 2 members, and the third took that person out. It was over in 6 seconds.
Right. Your website, HomeSafe Seminar, HomeSafeSeminar.com. You talk about what you do and how you train people, not only churches, but also just individuals and families, how to be aware. And I was at dinner last night with my daughter, just grabbing some sushi, and I took a minute to look at the situation in the restaurant and where I want to be positioned. I want to have my back to a wall or facing the front door, maybe near an exit point. This is the way you train people to think, right?
That's right. You want to protect Sienna. She's your daughter. She's your loved one. And so you're not paranoid. You're prepared. When you walk into a room, you've got situational awareness. Our partners, Cove Security, go hand in hand with us to train people on situational awareness and then what to do if trouble arises.
I can't resist your pedigree of Dr. James Dobson. That's your dad, right?
That's right.
And how did this shape you to do what you're doing now?
We dealt with threats early on. We heard about church shootings when I was very, very young. And then when he was on the Attorney General's Commission to study pornography and then on the Attorney General's Commission to study gambling, both of those are primarily backed by organized crime. And when we started getting threats, it was from organized crime. We had to be taught what to do, how to watch your back, are you being followed, and then if trouble strikes, then what do you do? And that's why we want to teach families what to do so that they don't freeze like in White Settlement, Texas, but they act and protect everyone around them.
Again, even back then, it's a sad reality because your dad's message was nothing but positive, nothing but biblical and godly, yet you still suffered these potential attacks and these threats. The website is HomeSafeSeminar.com, HomeSafeSeminar.com. Ryan, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.